So good morning and happy spring. I had such a lovely time this morning. I went out and picked roses for the first time, and they're not all blooming, but these are blooming. And I had to thank each rose bush for giving me their gifts again. It's always amazing in the winter they go down to, they look terrible, just sticks. And then the leaves come and these beautiful roses. So they make me really happy. So this morning, the little lesson is about...
Excuse me? Okay.
It's about not judging people. And I have kind of an introduction. And Barry has a really funny story. So I think it's really funny about himself.
It's embarrassing, but I'll tell it.
Yeah. So we, as you know, Barry went through psychiatry. And in order to go through the psychiatry program, you have to learn in detail all of the diagnoses that there are. And you have to know them backwards and forwards and be able to diagnose people as part of being a psychiatrist. And I had to do that for a limited extent because I worked in the child psychiatry department, interviewing children. And anyway, so mine was more of a limited knowledge. Barry had a big knowledge that all people in that profession have to have. Yeah. Well, after that experience, we were, just so hungry for spiritual inspiration and knowledge and to really deeply be on our path. And we were guided to this woman, Pearl, in Mount Shasta, and she spotted something in us, and she worked really hard. And one day we were with her, and she was really working with us and helping us. And a group of people came, like 5 or 6 people came, and sat down in her living room, because the way that she operates, people don't make appointments. I don't think she could have handled that. So people just come and go. She kind of has hours, sometime in the morning till dinner time. And people just come and go and come and go. And I was upset that these people came because we had been having this very deep time with Pearl. But, you're supposed to just open up and accept. And so I was trying to do that. And they didn't stay very long, and then they left. And after they left, she scolded us. She really, really scolded us. And she said, "You judged those people. And as long as you judge anyone, you're never going to be able to help them." Isn't that a beautiful thing? She said, "You have to look, and then she was really strict with Barry, and she said, "You have to unlearn everything that you learned. And about all these diagnoses, you have to be able to look at each person that comes to you and see this beautiful child of God. Because if you start putting a diagnosis and you start judging, they're not going to really truly trust you, and you're not going to be able to help them." That just really kind of changed our lives. And now, modern day, with the internet, and you can go on, people can diagnose themselves. And they can go on and look at these different, like bipolar. They have these surveys, and you can take all these questions and see if, in fact, you are bipolar. And I knew a husband who did this and decided that his wife was a bipolar. Well, she is not. We know this woman very well. She is not. But this man stuck to this diagnosis because the survey showed that she was a bipolar, and he even told their teenage daughter, which was just a really bad thing to do. And I just, caution people so strongly against doing something like that, giving yourself a diagnosis or giving someone else a diagnosis, or judging in any way. So I love this story that Barry's going to tell, and I always have kind of a chuckle.
It is very humbling to tell this story because this maybe took place 10 or 15 years ago, and I really took the lesson from Pearl to heart, to really unlearn all the diagnoses and really to unlearn putting people in boxes, which kind of pushes them away from you and has them be separate and denies their spirituality and the beauty of their soul. So anyway, I needed a little extra lesson on judgment, and I was out doing errands, and I was coming home, and on the way home, we passed the Aptos High School, and there was on the billboard, championship baseball game about to begin. And usually I don't have time, and I'm kind of, trying to get home. But this time I realized, hey, I love baseball. I actually still practice with the locals. Actually, I'm the oldest one, but we practice softball every Saturday morning. But anyway, I love baseball, and I thought, okay, I'll just go up to the high school and park and just stay for maybe the first inning, just to have a little taste of baseball. So I went, and I pulled into this big dirt parking lot up to the edge, and I parked, and I went, and I sat, and actually Aptos hit a home run in that first inning. It was really fun. But then I'd had enough, because actually, as much as I love baseball, I actually get bored because it's so slow. But anyway, I walked back to my truck, and as I approached my truck, I looked with incredulous, I was astonished to see right behind my truck this red Ford Explorer, inches away from my back bumper. And there was no way I could ever get out. I was trapped. There were cars on each side, and in front of the truck was a big bank. So I was stuck. And I thought I actually really had a moment, and maybe some of you could relate to this, of such indignation and judgment and anger. And I had some pretty negative thoughts. I actually had the thought, I don't know if I told you this, I had the thought of getting in my truck, starting it up, and putting it in reverse and bulldozing my way. It was just a momentary thought. The better part of me, took hold, and I realized, no. There's a reason he parked there. I don't know. So I went back, and I went to maybe the left field bleachers, and I called out, anyone have a red Ford Explorer? Nobody had. I went to the right field bleachers. Anyone have a red Ford Explorer? And nobody answered, except one guy said, why, is it on fire? Anyway, I left, and as I was walking by this snack bar, I saw a few people, and I called it out again. And this time, some guy my age said, "That's mine." And I explained that he was parked right behind me, and he was trapping me in. And could he move his car? And he started really apologizing. And as he was apologizing, his buddy who was next to him said, "Harv, you're really losing it." But anyway, Harv came with me, and I was talking, and he was so apologetic that actually my heart opened, and I for a moment stopped judging him, right? And as we got closer, he looked and he said, "Boy, I came here, and I thought I parked behind my son's truck. And I figured, I could park right behind, and we'd both leave the game at the same time, so I wouldn't be blocking anybody." And I heard this, and he looked again at the truck, and he looked at the license plate, and he said, "That's funny. My son also has a St. Francis license plate holder." And I looked at that license plate holder, and for a moment, I got a little bit confused, like, what's happening? And then I looked at the license plate. It was not mine. There it was, a white Chevy Silverado pickup, just like mine, but not my truck. And then I felt so embarrassed, and I actually had the thought, maybe I'll just let him move, and then I'll wait for him to go. And then I'll go and get my truck and leave. But then I thought, what if he backs out and waits for me? And sees, right? Oh, finally I said, Harv, this is actually my senior moment. And I told him that this was not my truck. And I really apologized. And I kind of expected to go from being the judger to being the judged, right? I expected him to be angry at me, but he started laughing. And he said, what a great story this will make.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so it is a great story. And really, just to remember that any act of judgment is really denying a person's soul, denying their spirituality, that they're children of God, really. So the human part of us judges, but we can catch ourselves. We can, and we can let go of these judgments.
Did you find your truck?
After I looked at the license plate, I looked 3 or 4 cars over, and there was my truck.
Barry. But we love Barry, right?
Is it okay that I was so judgmental? Nobody else gets that judgmental, right?
Well, if you would have bashed in his truck.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Really
I would
bad.
never have done that.
Okay.
No.
You just had the thought.
Just a thought.
So you have a song for us?
I do. I do. Oh. It's not specifically about judgment. It's a new song I haven't sung before on a video. I just wrote it. It's a short little one, but it's addressing the issue of wanting more love in life. Wanting more love in life. Is it possible to actually crave more love in life? Is that okay? And yes, it is okay. The spiritual part of us, the part that doesn't judge, the spiritual part of us knows that we have all of it, all the love we need and all the life we need. But the human part, it's okay to ask for more. Have more love, more life. Is it wrong to want more, to want more? Can we ever have more love, more life? Is it wrong to want more, to want more? I'm asking for more love, more life. I'm praying for more, yes, love. I'm asking for more love, more life. I'm praying for more, yes, love. I'm asking for more love, more life. I'm praying for more, yes, love. Can we ever have more more love, more life. I'm praying for more, yes, love. So let's close our eyes and ask for more love. Ask for more living, to live more fully from the heart. You can always ask for that. Ask and it will be given to you. Okay. Thank you. You can open your eyes. Thank you.
So, this is your homework, is to really look at people and see them as a child of God, and don't another way that people judge is by looking at people's bodies, their body type or how they wear their hair, and there's so many different ways, and we miss the real beauty of the person. So it's a wonderful, wonderful practice. And thank you, Barry, for sharing your embarrassing story.
One more thing. Because I'm a licensed medical doctor, sometimes for insurance purposes with clients, I have to have a diagnosis. I give everybody the same diagnosis. I give you this diagnosis. I give us this diagnosis. Okay, you ready? And it's a legal diagnosis from the manual, okay? Adjustment disorder with mixed emotional features. We all have that.
We're all adjusting.
We're all adjusting.
Yeah.
And we're all mixed up emotionally.
No.
Not you, me.
I thought you used to go and give people a choice.
I used to do that, but now I just stick to the one.
Stick to the one.
All right.
All right.
Bless you all.